Good evening. My name is Mike.
I'm Erin.
And this is Beyond the Ranch, part of our Wyoming Life and pretty much everything else that we do online. This is our weekly live stream. We call it, what do we call it?
Beyond the Ranch?
No, we call it the
Weekly
Roundup. That's what we call it. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We got a really cool show lined up for you guys, and a good chance for us all to kind of get to know each other a little bit, because when it all comes down to it, we have a channel on YouTube that talks about ranching and talks about farming and gardening and all this kind of stuff, and a lot of people come to us wanting information, how to start, how do I keep my tomatoes from having end rot, that kind of thing. But what we really try to strive for is to form a community that we get to know each other. And that's what part of these live streams, that's what it's all about, and the reason that we're on a new channel and all that kind of good stuff. So tonight we figured we would just kind of kick back, relax, invite you to our house, and have all you guys come and hang out, and we'll just kick back and relax and have a little Q&A. You guys are more than welcome to play along. If we ask a question that you guys know the answer to, or you have your own answer to, feel free to shout it out. And we also have our Patreon prize pack winner coming up today as well. We're going to announce that. All you have to do to qualify for that is be a Patreon supporter. Every month on the first live stream of the month, we do a giveaway, which Erin picks out on the fly. She gets to decide what we're giving away, and we have a winner that will win that prize pack tonight. So
I mean, it's just whatever merchandise we have in-house.
Yeah, but you always get to pick it out. So you're just like, 2 hats and a, 5 stickers or whatever it might be. Whatever it might be. Last month, it was 2 hats. It was Patrick Husting, who's now a former Patreon, actually, ironically enough. But he was a Patreon at the time that we drew the winner, and he got himself 2 hats, 2 our Wyoming Life hats. So, how are you doing this week?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yep.
The weather's kind of strenuous. Is it supposed to snow again tonight?
Yeah, I told you that.
You did tell me that. And
you don't have to play dumb for the camera.
No, I'm just trying to remember. Like you said, it was going to snow tonight.
Yeah.
And then what about? I haven't looked at the forecast because half the time
it's supposed to snow tonight and tomorrow.
Tonight and tomorrow it's supposed to snow. Okay, so we have more snow on the way. And what does that mean for you?
Nothing. It's winter time. It means nothing. What are you trying to get?
You have stuff growing right now, right?
Yeah, but if it snows, it snows. It's in the high tunnel.
But so right now it's covered, right?
Yeah.
And it's double. Is it still double covered?
Yeah.
Did we take that off, or do you leave that on?
No, it's still on.
So it has 2 rows of frost protection.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Mm-hmm. You don't really seem excited to be here
tonight. No, it's doing its thing. Like, if it snows, it snows. I prefer sunshine, but the stuff's fine, so it's not going to be super cold or anything. So it is what it is.
Okay.
So.
Well, cool.
It's apparently wintertime very early this year. So.
Somebody asked if there was something wrong with my mic. Not that I know of. I don't think so. Maybe there is. I can't really.
Did you turn it on?
Oh, it'd probably help if I turned it on. There we go. That would be what is wrong with my mic. It is not turned on. That probably sounds a lot better, though, doesn't it?
You yell at me all the time.
It's a high-quality production here. This is as good as you get from an attic in the middle. Well, not even in the middle of northeast Wyoming. This is about as good as you get as as the whole system works for Wyoming production quality, I guess. And so before it was your microphone that was picking me up. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Unless
there's another hidden microphone in here, which could happen as well. All right. So you ready for a little Q&A this evening as we try something new? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask, now here's the thing. Here's the rule. You can ask ranch questions, but that might get moved down to the bottom of the list. Tonight is all about just getting to know each other. So as we answer questions, we hope that you answer them as well for your own in your own situation. So, and the first one has nothing to do with what.
That's weird. Like you're going to make them play along.
Yeah, why not? They can answer questions to it. They get to know each other. And we can look at it and say, hey, you know what? I did not know that Alex Jacobs is allergic to soy. I did not know that.
All right, cool.
All right, here we go. Speaking of Alex, what's the most surprising thing about coming to the ranch? Did you have anything that was really weird when you came here?
You just have to work every day.
Yeah, Erin didn't like the dark. I remember that.
Yeah.
She was like, there's no street lights. How does it, How do you see anything?
Different.
It was different.
Yeah.
A lot different. Bill the Tractor Man, whose birthday it is, by the way. Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday.
How close to 4,000 hours watch time are we? So
We're 20,000 minutes away.
20,000?
Yeah.
Well, you did the math.
Well, I can look at the analytics.
Well, I thought it was like, but it keeps going. So we have to have 4,000 hours.
Which is 240,000 minutes.
Okay.
And
we're 400 hours short right now.
We're less than that.
Oh, we're less than that.
That's a day behind.
Okay. So yeah, we will have.
We're about 17,000 minutes short.
Oddly, so after this live stream, we probably will have the amount of hours that we need to be monetized. The problem is it takes a month for.
Oh, they say about it. They say a month.
Right,
up to a month.
So it could take up to a month for YouTube to approve it, and then we have to go through and turn everything on and get everything working, and then we'll be able to take super chats and all that kind of good stuff. So it's still a ways away. We'll let you guys know when it happens. So should be about a month, probably after the first of the year would be my guess.
That's 2 months.
Oh, that's 2 months. So yeah, December sometime, maybe before Christmas. I don't know. I don't even know what month it is anymore. This whole daylight.
You're having issues.
I'm having problems today. We're back to standard time, which is great because now all the clocks and the tractors will actually be on the right time again, because I don't change the clocks in the tractors, so they're always an hour off during the summer. But they'll be all back, but now this is like standard time.
Yeah.
Right.
You've asked me like 8 times
I know.
today.
I keep on having trouble with this. And I did learn today it's not daylight savings time; it's daylight saving time.
Okay.
It's not plural.
Okay.
I did get yelled at about that. Of course, if you ever want to get yelled at about anything, just put it on the internet. Alrighty. Ranch Rise, this is from Mike Blakely. Ranch Rise, what's the worst part of every day for you?
It's just monotonous sometimes.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it seems to be the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, I don't know. It's the wind is probably the worst part of the day for me, is dealing with the wind, and that's something that obviously we've dealt with in the past. Everywhere I've ever lived, I've never lived anywhere that was 85 and sunny and that kind of thing all the time. So just probably the wind chill, bone chilling, cold. So that's pretty much it. Let's see. Let's just keep on taking questions. This will be fun tonight. If you see any, just holler.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. Did the jackalope get any candy for trick-or-treat? We should have taken him trick-or-treating. That would have been fun. We went trick-or-treating in town. We went to, we took the kids, where did we go? We went to the courthouse, went to the police department, tried to go to the firehouse, but they were closed.
They weren't closed.
They weren't
handing out
closed.
candy.
They just weren't giving out candy for like the first time in ever.
Yeah.
Where else did we go? Went to the Rock Pile Museum. We went to
the nursing home.
And then we did this drive-through deal that they do in town where we actually were in our car for an hour and a half.
Took forever.
To get up to the front. And it's at this auto body place, right? So you pull in and they rush your car and just start like throwing candy in at your car like crazy. And the best part of the night was that was he dressed as Dr. Seuss? No, Scott.
The Grinch.
He was the Grinch.
Do you literally not remember anything?
Not anymore, no. So he jumped in the window
like 3 days ago.
He came in the window and Lincoln was sitting there in his car seat.
The guy before Scott scared Lincoln because he had blood and like a fake scar and he was scary. So then Lincoln was scared.
Right.
So he was scared of the Grinch. He was just rolling up his window.
Yeah, he rolled the Grinch up in his window.
Tried to.
Yeah. Trying to get away from him. So, it's always fun.
We got lots of candy though.
We did score lots of candy. We still have candy floating around the car because when they pour it in your car, they don't actually aim for anything half the time. They just kind of throw it in your car. So, yeah. Let's see. M. Weber asked if there's any worry about Casper, the friendly ghost chasers. I'm still working with those guys. I guess if any time they come is fine. It doesn't have to be around Halloween. If we can get them up here. I'm not sure how much they like cold weather. So.
Have you heard back from them?
No, that's what's weird. I get a hold of them, and then I don't hear anything back. So
I'm hoping that eventually they'll email me back and be like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then we can just do it. And we'll
So you
just put it
shouldn't
out.
tell the internet that you're going to do it until you actually know that it's going to
should
happen. I tell you
probably.
this all the time. And this is exactly why.
Right. I should shut my mouth sometimes. All right. Is there a video on how you got here? There is. If you're on our channel and you click on playlists, you can find our story. I think it's in a playlist.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the second video. So if you sort by oldest or newest, you can sort by the date. It's our second video. It's called Our Story, or just search Our Wyoming Life, Our Story. And yeah, you'll find it.
Yeah.
So easy peasy.
Easy peasy. All right.
No, I don't like mullets, Mark.
You don't like mullets? No. Let's see here. This is hard to do. I'm doing these Q&A ones because it's just like so much stuff. We all know how and why you came to the ranch. Well, that's not true because somebody just asked that. But was there any hesitation in your decision to make the move? I think there was at the time.
Of course,
We had careers at that point, and I had a lot of time in radio, and I'd finally worked my way up to where I really wasn't happy where I was at, honestly. Like, I was off air, I was managing folks. It wasn't really what I was in radio for, but worked my way up that, where you're supposed to be in the corporate world. And yeah, there was a lot of kind of hesitation about coming back. And,
if you make a big life change, like, I would hope you'd have some hesitation.
yeah.
I mean, everybody, I think, would have some hesitation to completely change their lives. So even if you know it's the right thing to do.
You don't have any regret at this point, though, do you?
No.
Thankfully. Let's see. This is from after this disaster. My wife and I and our 3 kids are next summer moving to North Dakota to start our transition and taking over the in-laws ranch. There is little or no experience between us. What advice do you give? That sounds like us. When we came here, we honestly had no idea what we were doing. And I actually got a book, and I should get a hold of the guy that wrote this book, but it's called Beef Cattle for Dummies. I'm not kidding. It's one of those yellow for dummies books. You can buy it on Amazon, and give that, read that if you're doing beef cattle, obviously. But the big thing is just getting out there and doing stuff. I think is probably where we learned 95% of what we know at this point. And we're still learning all the time, so it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to do it and learn, and you're going to fight with your in-laws, so pick your battles. And yeah, I mean, I think the first few years, it was a balance between Gilbert wanting to, do it the way he'd always done it, and us trying to do things the way we wanted to, and sometimes being able to. Some things he didn't care, and he said, yeah, go ahead and do it that way. And other stuff, it was absolutely, you can't do it that way. So you're going to run into that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume. I mean, most time when you're, transitioning, generational businesses and family, legacies, it'll be difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It wasn't easy because obviously you come in, and I've ran into this with people that have come to help us, to where they have new ideas, and I haven't done it that way, and their idea make perfect sense. But it's like, this is the way we've always done it. So that's the way Gilbert was. And when we came, why can't we do this? Why can't you, do it this way? And
yeah,
it was hard to do just because people get used to how things work. So
yeah.
Let's see. What drone do you use? I've got a what is it? Phantom 2?
3.
I think it's a Phantom 3. DJI Phantom 3 that's on its last leg. Actually, it's the same one that went through that hailstorm that you guys saw. It still flies. The range has been greatly diminished by that storm, so I can fly it out probably about 100 yards maybe, and then it loses signal, and then it wants to come home, which is very frustrating. It has a safety feature, right? So if it loses signal, it comes home and it lands. So every time you go at about 100 feet or 100 yards out, it loses signal, so it tries to come home. So then you have to cancel that and then get it back to where you want it to be and make sure your camera's aimed. It's a giant pain in the butt. So there you go. Let's see.
Good night, Susan. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thanks, Susan. We appreciate it. Let's see. This is hard. After you burn your...
It's literally the same thing we do every
I
single
know,
week.
usually we don't have, we're not just taking questions, right? We have kind of like our own agenda.
We always
and
have
we're
a
just talking about
time where we
stuff.
take questions.
Right, this is different. After you burn your summer hats, do you buy a new one or do you have a stash? The good folks at Stetson, after I made about 300 videos, figured out that they could get me hats and I would wear them in videos, and then people would ask me, what kind of hat are you wearing? And I'm wearing a Stetson hat. Now, that came long after I was wearing Stetson hats. My dad always wore Stetson hats, so it wasn't like a, we sold our soul to Stetson. It was very much like they stepped up and said, hey, we'll help you guys out. So we have a few special guests here with us this evening who would like to come in and say hi. And after this last weekend's video...
Lincoln, what are you doing?
Lincoln, you bringing toys? What kind of toy you got? Lincoln's over here playing with toys. Lincoln, do you want to come say hi? Lincoln?
I think you remember there was toys up there. That's right.
I know, he came up here and just grabbed the toys right away. Well, anyway, this is 4/5 of our family. We have Grace here hanging out with us, Mackenzie, Lincoln's over there. Mackenzie, you got to see in this weekend's video. Well, actually, all three of them you got to see as we were testing the AeroQuip Corral system with the calves. Was that fun?
Yeah, you also got the fundraising and Lincoln just playing.
Well, they were playing, yeah. That's
all
okay.
right.
There is a camera looking at them.
There was. Yeah, they got it. See, the best part was Lincoln, when we would catch a calf, he would yell. And I didn't really get it on film very well because he was always yelling the other direction, so the GoPros don't pick up, sound really well. And plus there was wind and everything else, but every time we would catch a calf, he would say, "Got you." That's what he kept on saying. So.
It was also a full moon every time we'd bend over.
So yeah, every time he would
I
bend
was
over.
just about to say that.
So what are you guys up to this evening?
I was just watching a movie.
What movie are you watching?
SpongeBob out of water.
SpongeBob.
Out of water.
Wow.
Wow.
Classy.
That's not mom's first choice for entertainment.
I like it.
So while we're up here, then you get to just watch whatever you want.
Go do some homework.
Yeah, go do some homework.
I
Read a
don't
book.
have any homework.
You could read a book.
I already did today.
You already read a book today? Grace, do you want to say anything? No.
No.
Grace is our shy one. We're lucky she's even here. All right, why don't you guys head on back downstairs?
Like,
You
can
can-
have a toy.
You can go watch your movie. Lincoln, do you want to come say hi? No.
Not just text me.
All right. We'll see you guys after your movie. Oh,
I can't see. I see you.
all right, guys. Let's go finish watching your movie. Take Lincoln with you, and take your toys with you, Lincoln. No, you're gonna leave your toys up here.
Bye, dude.
Bye, Link.
Probably right after lunch, he's gonna be coming back up and getting the toy.
Yeah.
Don't trip over the cord.
Are you coming here? Come here. Come here. You want to come say hi? Come on in here, Mr. Spider-Man. This is our youngest, Lincoln. How old are you?
4.
4 years old. You see yourself there on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Go get your baby kitty and play with baby kitty.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Baby kitty.
Thank you for coming and seeing us. It's actually...
Close the door.
Close the door, would you? It's a pretty rare thing that we have the kids here with us during a live stream, because usually they go up to your mom's house, and your mom lives here on the ranch as well, and she watches them and hangs out with them, and we get to do this in relative peace, somewhat. Now they let the cat in here, though, so that might prove problematic somewhere along the line. So, all right, moving right along here as we continue to ask questions, or answer questions. Do you have cattle processed for your family's consumption? Actually, we keep back. How many steers did you keep back when we first started?
Oh, just like 5. Now
Did we
we do
start
like
with 5?
7 is all.
So we keep back steers. We finish them. Those are butchered and in Sturgis at a USDA facility. We take that meat, and then that meat goes into the farm store. Which anytime we need meat, we just go and rate it pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we eat what we want from it. So I don't keep one back specifically for us. So.
No. No. Let's see here from I just saw it somewhere. From Kethers watched today's video this morning, and how do you know which calves didn't get vaccinated? That's a damn good question. We don't really. I mean, they sneak through. The bad part was this year I ran out of printed tags, ear tags, so we were writing numbers on the ear tags. And that's always, if anybody ever has the idea of buying blank ear tags and just writing numbers on them, I don't care how good of a pen you get, if it's a paint marker.
I mean, I've seen lots of people that like keep them. I don't know, like a Sharpie doesn't work.
Sharpie doesn't work at all. And I tried a paint pen, and that really didn't,
That
it
didn't
kind
work
of,
either.
it chipped off.
Chipped off.
Yeah. So there's probably some special pen that they make for writing on ear tags, which I did not have. So anyway, long story short, a lot of the calves, you couldn't read their tag numbers. So when they would come through, if they squeaked through, snuck through, jumped over another calf, which we had happen once, yeah, they're just kind of, they're in the mix. So there was only, I want to say maybe 5 or so that made it through without getting vaccinated. So not too bad.
It is what it is. Yeah, and they have tags from branding JB Weld, but they just, when you hand wrote numbers and those fade, so you can't. There was a few probably that snuck through that, like, yeah, we could tell which ones they were, but because about half the calves actually have like a number tag that's printed beforehand.
Yeah, I think I made it to like 70 something before I ran out of printed tags. So
I know people always ask, like, why don't you tag the calves the same as the mom? And so, like, to do that, like, they come in bags of 25. And so you either go in and you get custom ones printed, and you say, this is my list of cows, and this is all the numbers. So custom make me tags, you can have that done. Or you buy 8 bags of tags, and you rifle through them, and you get all the numbers that you need.
Right.
Or you hand write them. But yeah, like, apparently we're missing the trick of, like, what marker to use that doesn't fade.
And honestly, like, I think I've done that once or twice where I matched up numbers with moms and that kind of thing. As long as you're writing them down, you know which one belongs to which mom. I mean, I usually have a notebook with me or whatever. And then the funny thing is that eventually, and this would be something that we should bet on every year, because you always have where the calf matches the mom's number. Happens almost every single year. So, like, you know, number 3 will have the 3rd calf that's born, and I'll tag that calf with number 3. Always seems to happen. It's always like somewhere in the 20s, maybe 30s. I always seem to have that happen where they match up. I think last year it was 33. Number 33 had number 33. It'd be something fun to bet on anyway if you're in a betting mood.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't always. And it seems to happen every year, though.
Oh, Ontario Farmer said there's a special ear tag marker. Yeah, apparently we didn't get the memo when we joined the Rancher Club. So Sharpies don't work. I mean, we know that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Sharpies they look great in the beginning, but boy, do they fade out quick.
Yeah.
William Dunn, one of our moderators, asked if we're still planning on getting a ranch dog in the future. We are. We have a dog, and that's one of the big questions that we always get. You know, why don't you guys have a dog? It's dumb you don't have a dog. You should have a dog. And I guess those aren't really comments. Those aren't really questions. Those are more like comments. But we do have a dog. We have Lexi. She's, what, 12?
She'll be 13 in January.
She'll be 13. She's a yellow lab. She's had a knee replacement.
Well, she's had knee surgery.
Knee surgery. Yeah. She had belly surgery when she ate 2 of the kids' finger puppets. Tried to kill herself with that. This dog, we have a lot of money wrapped up in this dog,
and then she had some skin growths removed.
Oh yeah, that was. Yeah, I think we had the channel going when we did that. I think we showed like a video of it. I think on a live stream. She's bleeding all over the place, and now she's getting old. But we've decided that we're not going to get another dog until she's gone, and then that way there's no hard feelings. I think she would be. She's one of those animals you can tell that she would be extremely hurt if a dog came in the house.
We had her before we had kids.
Right. She had to put up with having 3 kids. That's enough torture.
We have 4 cats.
We have 4 cats in the house. Yeah. For some dumb reason, we have 4 cats in the house.
Yeah, so we're good right now. We're going to let Lexi just finish out being the dog, and then we'll go from there.
But Erin wants a dog.
Yeah, but I don't know how we're going to do this. I mean, we literally have 3.5 cats. We have a barn cat that visits, and you said she's a resident because she spent 3 consecutive nights. She's outside now.
Grace loves cats, so she makes friends with like every single barn cat for somehow. I don't know why. I can't make friends with them, but she makes friends with them. And then eventually they follow her into the house. And then, You're a
I've
sucker.
resisted Kittler for like 2 years,
Right.
of not letting her come in, and I let her start coming in, and then you found a kitten that was half frozen and hungry, and so well, we had 2 kittens, and I found a home for them, and then we got another kitten that was again half frozen and hungry, and so we warmed him up, and it happened over the weekend, and I just haven't found. I've been trying to get somebody to take them. Nobody wants this
Nobody
cat.
wants a cat.
Our animal shelter is actually currently their building is being renovated in town, and so they're moved to a temporary building.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, and so it's smaller, so you actually can't go voluntarily surrender animals right now, and so yeah, and now the kids are super attached.
Yeah.
So we have baby Kitty and Kittler the barn cat to go with our 2 house cats.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And people ask, like, if you wanted to get a dog, what kind of dog would you want to get?
I want a Great Dane just to try it once. So
She wants a horse that lives in the house.
So I don't know how we're going to do it. You know, and we have to decide too, if like you get a working dog, are we getting a puppy and are you training it? Are we going to shell out the extra money for one that's already trained? And is that working dog coming in the house?
Right, or is it going to live in the shop? Which I can guarantee you it'll be in the house. Nobody's going to be able to be like, oh, it's cold out in the shop. You're going to be like, it's minus 12, minus 20, minus 30 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees in the shop.
Maybe.
The rabbits got booted to the shop.
Yeah, the rabbits got booted to the shop. So yeah, and the people who ask me what kind of working dog, what kind of cattle dog I would get, and I can never remember the name of it. Your friend Hannah had one.
It's a Catahoula.
Catahoula. I really like the look of that dog. I don't know how great they are as cattle dogs, but
They're bred for.
I know.
See, you need to research
I
before
know.
you just go get a dog.
I liked the look of her dog. I really liked her dog. Her dog was a great dog. So, very good dog. We actually, when it comes to horses, we do have a couple horses. We ride those. They're purely recreational, even though I haven't been riding in quite a while, just because we've been busy. But we don't use them for working cattle or anything like that. They're just pets, and they get ridden every once in a while. So there we go. Mm-hmm. That's the story with the horses. Let's see.
Do you want to do some of these questions?
We could. We actually printed out a list of questions because we weren't sure. Well, I wasn't sure how much you guys would be in on asking questions that were, maybe a little bit more just getting to know us type stuff rather than just, how many cows do you have? What color are they? What breed are they? So I thought I'd just come up with some crazy questions here. Like I thought this one was funny and I've never actually had anybody ask me this question, but what is your favorite smell?
Oh God.
I think these are questions for like first dates or something that I found online, and I was like, well, do you have a favorite smell?
I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever had a favorite dinner. Dinner is a good smell. Yeah, that's not a bad smell at all. But okay, so let me ask
Do
you.
you enjoy the smell of like a tomato plant? Like it has a very distinct smell. I do enjoy that.
The whole garden just smells like dirt.
The high tunnel, like when you walk in, it's warm and sunny and humid. It smells like a greenhouse.
I do like when you're out cutting hay, that
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of thing. And
Grass?
the
Oh,
smell
yeah.
of fresh cut grass, especially alfalfa. The smell, that's some good stuff.
I love like fresh cut. The first springtime, well, so like June when we get to mow the yard for the first time, and you can
June.
open the windows and smell the grass and stuff. Like that is a nice time of the year.
Deborah's favorite smell is fresh laundry, which means somebody has to fold it, which is Erin's most unfavorite smell.
I folded 2 loads today.
I know you did. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I folded jeans today, so I helped. I did something.
Did you put those away yet?
No, they're on the bed, but they'll have to be put away before I go to sleep. If in preparation of a zombie apocalypse, which I'm sure is happening any day now, how useful would you be, and what would be your most useful skill in a zombie apocalypse?
Well, I mean, I can feed people. I can grow food. So
You could-
I
that's
would
probably
rank
pretty
me
true.
high on the priority scale.
Yeah. There's a small group of subscribers, and I'm not going to name any names or anything, but there is a small group of subscribers that we have that are positive that a zombie apocalypse is happening, or there's some sort of cataclysmic event is going to happen, and they have vowed to take up arms and come and defend the ranch from all intruders. first of all, I have to decide if I want to let these people on there.
Right? Then we have to feed them.
But I guess
too.
if all hell's breaking loose, I'll be like, where are you guys? Come on, get up here. But yeah, they've actually kind of like launched like, century points and where we're going to post people. Really in-depth emails that I get occasionally. All right, how about another? You want to ask one? You want to pick one?
No, what's your answer to the zombie apocalypse?
Oh, what is my? I can gather people that are just as crazy as I am, and they're going to defend the ranch. That's my. I guess that's what I'm gonna. That's what
I think if there's a zombie apocalypse or any apocalypse, you need people, you need farmers, and you need things like plumbers and welders and electricians, and those things, are all going to be very handy.
They will be.
And you can do a little bit of all of that, and we can raise food. Really, food's going to become very, very important.
So for you and 115,000 of our friends that are going to descend upon the ranch and anything happens,
you have to bring some food.
Yeah, you got to bring something. Please bring one canned food item to donate. Toilet paper would be a good one.
Toilet paper is
bring
also
toilet paper. That would be awesome
Toilet
too.
paper and paper towels are also going to become very
None of those cheap
valuable.
dollar store ones though. Bring the bounty, man. If the world's going to hell, bring the good stuff. Do you have any scars?
Yeah, I've had surgery.
Well, yeah, but that's not something you want to talk about. There's a question on here that was, which of your scars has the best story
I think I
behind
have a
it?
scar on my knee because I fell off my bike.
That's not a good story. Every kid has
Yeah,
that story.
I know I don't really have any scars.
I have a scar on my ankle that goes all the way around my ankle, and that scar I got when I was really little. My dad was a ranch hand. Up until the time he had a stroke when I was 5 or 6, right? So I had to be younger than that. I was probably like 4 years old. We were living on a ranch, and I used to watch the kids on the ranch climb through the barbed wire fence. They would push down the one strand, pick up the other strand, and climb through. And so I figured I could do that. Being
can't.
4 years old, I couldn't do it, and I ended up tangled up in the fence, cut the crap out of myself, and really, really badly cut my foot and my ankle. And I remember being tangled up in the fence, and I was a ways from the house. And I vaguely remember all this. And there was like
You
a
probably
bunkhouse.
weren't, but your age distances are long.
Right. So, I felt, anyway, I'm screaming and hollering and yelling, and I'm all tangled up in this fence. And I remember, I think some other kids found me, or I think they had went through, and I was going through behind them. So they came back, and then they were afraid to go tell my dad, and a whole mess. But anyway, long story short, I got to keep my foot. So that was a good one. This scar, too, on my... Where's that scar? Other arm? Yeah, this one. I've got a good size, you can't see it, but a good size scar that runs all the way along my arm. And that's actually from this ranch. And I think that was our first summer here.
Yeah.
That was, I was trying to clean up the place a little bit. And I was moving lumber, old fence boards or something. And I threw one and it bounced back at me and it had a nail in it. And that nail caught me on the arm and ripped my arm open. But the funny thing was that I'm standing there bleeding all over the place, and I think I called you.
And Marvin, the UPS guy, came.
Yeah, Marvin, the UPS guy, stopped by.
He's still our UPS guy.
And I have blood just running down my arm, just gushing down my arm. And the UPS guy stops by to drop off a package, and he says, do you need to go to the hospital? And I said, no, I'm going to call Erin. It'll be okay. And I think I called you and told you to get like Band-Aids or
Get
something.
some big Band-Aids.
Big Band-Aids,
It's
which
a
you
big-
did. You
yeah.
brought home big. I got the bleeding stopped. I did end up going because I didn't have a tetanus shot.
Yeah, we need tetanus shots again.
So I went and got a tetanus shot, and then the nurse yelled at me for like a half an hour and said that I should have went and got stitches and everything else. But it's just a big ugly scar now, so it's all good. Chicks dig scars, right?
Sure.
I don't know, maybe. All right. How about one more question from here, and then we'll take some more of your questions and we'll hang out a little bit longer. If you were a superhero, what powers would you want to have? If I was on a date with somebody asking me these questions, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, you're getting a handshake at the door, and
I'd be like,
you're
you're
never
an
going to see you
idiot.
again. What?
I feel like you're an idiot. Talking about superheroes.
You're already married to me, so you can't beat it.
Beth says all bleeding stops eventually. You're right, Beth.
So what superhero do you want to be? What powers
I don't
would you
know.
want?
I don't know.
You have never asked yourself this question your entire life.
I mean, maybe when I was 8.
Okay, well, channel your 8-year-old little Erin watching Wonder Woman.
We didn't really watch superheroes when I was a kid. It was very much a boy thing.
Wow.
I mean, it just was. It's just a different world.
I would want to fly. That's all I would want to do.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that'd be cool. I don't know how that really helps you in life, but
Flying? Oh my gosh! Think of all the money you could save. Just
think of the wind chill.
well, I imagine if you could fly, you could, you know.
That's two
Get some-
superpowers if you
yeah,
can
okay.
have a bubble of 82 degrees around you. I will take that, okay? That's my
That's what you want?
superpower.
Is the bubble
My
of-
own climate-controlled bubble. Okay.
Sweet. That's actually not a bad idea. You could probably market that, actually.
That's my superpower. I can control the thermostat.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's a tank top and sandals day every day in my little bubble.
From Patricia Amato, what view do you like the most on the ranch? Is there any place on the ranch that I know that Tammy was here visiting this summer, and she was here for Ranch Roundup and stuff. She had her spots picked out where she would her happy places. I don't really have like a specific point on the ranch that I like to go and sit. I do move around quite a bit.
I mean, I just like to, I like to look out the window and see the cows and stuff. The stupid deer are eating all my trees in my yard. I'm really angry about that. So that view is just frustrating. I mean, I like to go out to the gardens and see like what we've accomplished out there and stuff, but I don't know. I do dishes and look out the window. The cows all pooped in one spot.
I know. I don't know what's up with that. I gotta go knock
They
all
must
that
have
down.
hung out. They must have.
I think there was
bedded down
some
for the
grass or something growing there they liked, and they just hung out there for a while.
Well,
I
they
don't
must
know.
have like bedded down and slept there.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. For me, I don't know. It's pretty much anywhere I am at the point at that time. I do. When the cows are gone, I miss them. Obviously, I go and visit them quite often.
Yeah.
But it's being able to look out the window and seeing the cows, and also I like being able to recognize cows. I don't know if that's a weird thing, but like to be able to look out the window and see a cow that you know, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, there's blonde cow, and she sticks out like a sore thumb. But
I
even
saw Bambi sticking her head out the woven wire into the ditch.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you doing? You gotta
Yeah.
go have a discussion with that cow. And even like during calving and stuff, like there's cows that I know are total buttheads during calving. And then they're just happy as clams any other time of the year. So I just enjoy just being around the cows and getting to know them and hanging out with them and it's the older cows because we did buy bred heifers a few years ago. Those cows are weird.
They weren't raised
They weren't
here.
raised here on the ranch. They we bought them and they were pregnant and they were over a year old and they're just a different kind of cow,
just
but
different.
not bad. So let's see, Steve, a Long Ash Cowboy. I almost said Steve. I almost gave away your secret identity. Do you retire cows' numbers when they pass, such as number 80? Really, we never have, but I've kind of gotten away from tagging calf number 13. That's just always been bad luck over the last few years. You can go back and watch videos that every year we seem to have problems with calf number 13. I think this year it was, I think she was an abandoned calf
So you still tagged it with.
this last year.
So are you retiring number 13?
That's from from here on out, I don't think I'm going to tag anything number 13. It's just been bad luck. So. Let's see, from Mark, I know you're going to decrease the size of the herd. When do you plan on doing that? We'll start that process at preg checking. Once we get that done, then we'll know exactly. So we're going to decrease the size of the herd, but obviously first ones to go are the ones that aren't pregnant. So the easiest way to do it. Mm-hmm. Tyler asked if we know any auctioneers in our area. The only auctioneer that I know is Justin Bouchevel. Mm-hmm. That's the only one that I know. And I don't know him really well, but I've talked to him a few times. So. Let's see. You want to ask a question? Creamy or chunky peanut butter?
Creamy.
Yeah,
I don't even really like peanut butter though.
I like chunky peanut butter. And we do have.
We've been married a long time, and you like never. I think it was just like this summer or something. You're like, I like chunky peanut butter.
It's not something that comes up very often in conversation.
Literally, like that's like.
First of all, I'm not that picky. You know
you're
that.
not.
So like, I'll eat whatever peanut butter.
And we don't eat a lot of peanut butter.
Right. But I'm not
But
picky.
that's one of those things like, like mayo or Miracle Whip. Like very early on you have to like establish which one is going to be acceptable within your household. If you want chunky peanut butter, I'll buy you chunky peanut
No,
butter.
I don't eat peanut butter that often. That's why it just doesn't make any sense. So I just don't eat it. And honestly, like this is how much I never cared about food as a kid. or even growing up, I didn't know there was a difference between Miracle Whip and mayonnaise for years.
Mayo's
No idea.
gross. I mean, it's fine in some things.
I just ate whatever was on the sandwich. I didn't care.
You know, we honestly never even eat sandwiches in this house. I remember every day, like for school, like not wanting school lunch, so eating like a turkey sandwich. And like, you can't really ever pay me to like white bread, American cheese, Miracle Whip, turkey. Like, that's just not happening unless I'm like starving. Like, I mean, it's just not. Like, I don't know. You never make a sandwich either. Even if I buy lunch meat, nobody ever makes sandwiches.
No. Make a TV dinner, though. I'll make the hell out of a TV dinner. When it comes to step 2, I am like Emerald in the... Is it Emerald?
You drive me crazy how you're like, it has to stand for 5 minutes. He actually does that.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Because it's in the directions. It tells you that you have to cook it for 4.5 minutes or whatever it is. The damn ones with the brownie, though. I don't like... The brownie is a giant pain in the ass. But I do... On TV dinners, you got the... First of all, there's a very, very slim margin of error with TV dinners, because you know you're not getting the highest quality crap in the world to start with. So you better follow those instructions to the letter. Otherwise, that TV dinner might just turn in... You might as well just eat the box.
You don't need to let it sit.
Maybe you do.
Just eat it.
It's still cooking. It's been in a nuclear reactor for 4.5 minutes. It's still cooking. It has to percolate. There's logic behind this.
It drives me crazy. Just eat the damn.
All right.
What should they teach you in school but don't?
What should they teach you in school?
Yeah,
But don't?
I mean, there's a whole list.
Oh, there's a whole list of that. Yeah, I mean, how
It's
to
on
do
your
your
first
taxes.
date questions. So.
Apparently, yeah. How to do your taxes, how to balance a checkbook, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. TV dinners, Mike. Yeah, love TV dinners.
You don't love them. I just don't really cook lunch around here.
No, you're usually
and you
too
don't like
busy.
leftovers.
I'm not a huge fan of leftovers.
And so you won't eat a peanut butter sandwich because you don't have chunky peanut butter, apparently.
I don't know.
So he eats TV dinners for lunch.
Henry asked, how's the Gator with the new engine? How is it running?
It's good.
It's running good, except for it has an electrical glitch now.
Yeah, it does.
So after we put everything back together, now if you're driving, and about every, I don't know how often, but it just like the whole dash shuts down and
It just blinks.
It just blinks, and then it comes back on, and then your clock resets itself, which is a giant pain. But other than that, it's running fine. I can't figure it out. I've wiggled every single wire underneath that thing. I don't know. Don't know where the problem is. All right. Bill the Tracksman says all meat should rest after cooking to establish best
It's
flavor,
not
distribution,
meat.
and tenderness. Exactly.
Not meat. Let's just be honest with what it is. It's
Come on.
not meat.
It's something. I don't know what it is. William, who's another one of our moderators, asked, what are your guys' favorite channels that you follow on YouTube? Erin's a big fan of the makeup channels.
I just watch a lot of makeup channels.
Yeah. I don't really watch that much.
I like Jenna.
I'm not a huge... I
Yeah.
don't have time, really.
I watch like Jenna Marbles and just.
I'm one of those YouTube people that when I have a question, I'll go to YouTube and I'll search for that, and then I'll watch it. But I don't really. This is totally like hypocritical.
You don't subscribe.
Yeah, I don't really watch YouTube. I don't have time. I don't know what it is, but yeah. MREs in the military. See, MREs weren't bad. I was in though before they had the really cool MREs now they have MREs that they can heat. MRE is a meal ready to eat, packaged TV dinner that you get when you're in the military. But now they have them that they have a little heating packet that goes with them, and they heat them up, and they can have like warm meals.
I thought you did heat them up.
No, we never had warm ones. Well, I mean, unless you had a fire, I guess. But we always had cold ones. We were just happy to get M&Ms, man. That was the good stuff. Easy asked, how did we meet? Where was your first date? That's a good question.
Work.
Yeah, we met at work at a radio station we were working at. We had, the radio, think of WKRP, it's very split. You have salespeople on one side, you had programming people on the other side. Very rarely did they commingle. But we went out to a bar after work. We had met at work, but we went out to a bar after work. Me and some other jocks went, and then I don't know how you guys, there was a bunch of salespeople there too.
Yeah.
Was it a
crashed your
special occasion?
party.
You crashed our party. Yeah, and then the rest is history. Our first date, though, however, was a movie called Night at the Museum, featuring Ben Stiller, that we saw at a little defunct theater that's
Was
no
it at
longer
the old
there.
one?
Yeah, that was a long
What's
time
Sky
ago.
High?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Let's see. Ernest asked if when we preg check if the cows are not bred, will you sell them? Yep, they'll be going. Let's see. We're rolling right through these. Do you guys like these Q&A type live streams, or you like it when we have more produced stuff into it? That's just a question I'm going to throw at you guys. You guys can answer that one.
Here's a question. What are 2 things you know you should know how to do, but that you don't know how to do?
Oh. That I don't know how to do. You probably know this more than I do. You're going to be like, you don't know how to do that.
I can think of many domestic things that you don't know how to do.
Like what?
Well, your cooking skills pretty much limited to TV dinners.
I can cook. I will not die. If the zombie apocalypse happened and I had to sustain I had to keep going on something, I could cook a steak if I had to. I could. I guarantee you. I've seen. I have your video. I made your video. I know how to make a steak, but I don't have to. That's the great part about my being me is I have you.
Yeah.
And you can do it much better than I ever could. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Sewing, you probably need to know how to sew at some point. I'm not a great sewing type person.
Have you ever needed to sew? I mean, it's a good skill to have. I'm not.
Honestly, yeah, because, okay, so the cover that's on the dump trailer.
Oh, excuse me. Trying to hold it in.
That looked like it hurt. I think I saw like your eyeballs bulge. The dump trailer has a cover on it, right?
Yeah.
So it has a tear in the cover.
You need to
And I was looking at it and going, I should sew that up with like some fishing line. And then I'm looking at it going, well, I wonder if I can get Erin out here to sew it up with some fishing line. But yeah, stuff like that. Is there anything that you wish you knew how to do that you don't know how to do? Can you change a tire?
Yeah, I can change a tire if I could get the lug nuts off. I mean,
But
that
I guarantee
will
you
be
she would call me to change the tire.
Well, yeah, because I have you.
Right.
It's
You know,
like
you know
don't
how to put
cook.
air in a tire too, but every time you have to put air in a tire, who do you call?
Well, sometimes I put air in.
Do you really?
If I can find, where's the freaking tire nozzle?
Why can't you find the tire nozzle?
It's
Oh,
never.
you mean the one for the air hose?
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the...
I know where the hose is at for the air compressor. I can never find, what is it called? The tire thing?
Tire chuck.
There you go. I
Yeah.
can never find the tire chuck. I have to call you to find that damn thing.
All right, marital discord. The video you made on the French toast casserole looked really, really good. It is really good. Erin's
is
made
good.
that a few times. You made that for your...
I made it for brunch,
Brunch.
on the prairie for a fundraiser for Edible Prairie Project.
Yep, exactly. Big and Rush said, look on the workbench. That's probably where it's at. Actually,
No, it's not. Good luck finding anything on the workbench. Just saying.
Yeah. Any future for goats on the... We just had a long discussion about goats like 2 days ago. As cute as they would be, probably not. We did talk about donkeys.
Yeah.
We talked about having a small petting zoo.
Might as well get a donkey
Yeah.
and go with the 800 cats.
Let's see. What's your best time of the day? When your day is done, or when your day? Okay. So if you had to say, what do you appreciate more, when the day is done, or when the day begins?
I love it when we get the kids in bed. But Lincoln doesn't ever stay in bed. I mean, I think from the time we've had kids, when you put them to bed and you know that they're asleep, like, I mean, that's always nice. But Lincoln doesn't stay in bed.
That's more of a sigh of relief. I don't know if that's so much as a... Hey,
I mean, it is a sigh of relief that we made it another day.
You know, I used to laugh when we first had kids, and we would joke and we'd say, you know, she lived another day. We kept her alive for one more day, and then, you know, 8 years later, you're like, yeah,
Still alive.
Still going, just another day. Rebecca asked if my mom's still alive. She is. She's actually married to my stepdad. They have been married for 25 years, I think. They got married when I was 16, I think. I was the DJ at their wedding. I didn't do that, but I think I played Elvis songs actually through the entire thing. But they now live in Portland, Oregon. My stepdad works for the Department of Defense, and my mom is a stay-at-home mom. She is technically. I think they have a couple dogs. So,
Yeah, they have a couple dogs.
yeah, that's what she does. All right. How's fundraising going for the summer meals with the Edible Prairie Project? Thank you, Jay, for asking. That is awesome. Erin put out a video on Friday because
Yeah, Friday.
Halloween was
Halloween
on
messed us
Thursday. And anytime Erin puts out a video,
No one watches it.
she feels bad.
I don't feel bad. I know what to expect.
See, not everybody's like you guys, so a lot of people, if it doesn't have a cow or it doesn't have a pig in it or something like that, people,
Yeah.
it doesn't strike home as much. But that video actually, it has like 30,000 views now on this.
30,000 views. You're crazy.
Yes,
It's like
does.
11,000.
Oh, okay, so it has like 11,000. Either way, it's doing great. And, it's good that you got a chance to make a video about the Edible Prairie
Oh,
Project.
it is 12,000.
12,000. And got your message out there.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with 12,000 views.
And honestly,
I
like-
appreciate every single one of those people that did watch. So.
Right, and it does make, if you share it, and we haven't done that yet, Kyle, thank you for reminding me. If you share that video, if you spread the word, about Edible Prairie Project, all that kind of stuff, your guys' goal for the summer baskets is $10,000 that you're trying to raise to
Yeah.
be able to do how many baskets?
And we'll do 100 kids, which we need $6,000 for that. If we want to do the bins of fresh produce from local farmers, we need to pay farmers for that. So we'll need additional money for that. And then for the toys and personal care items that we want to include, we again need money for that. But we need $6,000 just to
do the baskets.
Just to do the baskets. And since the videos came out, we've raised almost $1,000. So we, and that's all from just small donations from you guys. So thank you so very much. I can tell on the local crowd campaign online, like where people are from, and gotten donations from all over: Florida, Colorado, Washington, some here in Gillette, Wyoming, Texas, and then there's we have an international. Where is it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. How do you say
Latvia.
Latvia.
Yeah.
So thank you.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching it. Thank you, for the kind words and the support, and lots of people said this is a great idea. I wish that we had it in our community. And
I'm telling you, it's something that you could do nationwide at some point if you guys can
Yeah.
get it off the ground here
Yep.
and then be able to spread it out, across the entire United States. I think that would be really cool. So, Patricia asked if you can put out a list of what you need for personal items. Can people donate items
yeah.
to go in the baskets?
Yeah, we might do a food drive. It's difficult because we want to create, I need 100 jars of peanut butter. I don't need 12 jars of peanut butter, so we want to have consistent menus so that every kid is getting what they nutritionally need, for the weekend and stuff. We haven't compiled the list of personal care items that we're going to include yet. I can let you know.
Yeah.
But toys, frisbees and chalk and bubbles and stuff like that is kind of probably what we'll include for toy items. And yeah, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, small, and it can be small sizes.
Shampoo, that
yeah,
kind of stuff,
shampoo, that kind of stuff as well.
We go to hotels and Erin cleans out the hotels.
It's for me. Yeah, I always take the stuff from hotels that comes in our room, and we keep it until I get a bunch of it, and then I give it to we put it in our free little pantry network. So, and the personal care items in the free little pantries, and they go really quickly.
Fast, yeah.
Diapers and wipes and feminine items also go insanely fast. So.
Let's see. Joseph asked about being a harvest host for RVers. We've looked into that. The problem is that, for you it might be different in the gardens and stuff like that. For the ranch, we're haying, so somebody has to be able to run a tractor and not cut their arm off. So there's always that liability, which is always fun to deal with. Let's see.
Yeah, see, Long Ash Cowboy says you paid for it, take it. You always make me feel guilty about it. I'm give me all the things.
What did I pay for?
And the hotels.
Oh, I'm see. Oh, can't even remember a conversation a minute and a half ago. Let's see. George asked about brothers and sisters. I'm an only child.
I have a sister.
And yep, Erin has a younger sister who lives in Austin. Is that where she's at now? Mm-hmm. Okay. In Austin. Do you guys ever wish that you went back to the city?
No.
Never at all. You know what I noticed when I lived in the city was there's 9 million things to do, right? There's crap everywhere. There's plays, there's ball games, basketball, football, whatever. There's all kinds of stuff to do. Amusement parks, all this. I couldn't afford anything. Couldn't afford any of it. Now I live, 5 hours away from the closest roller coaster, and I could afford to go on a roller coaster.
Now we're too
But
old, and we're like,
I'm going on a roller coaster. Who's going to do that? Should just put the kids to bed, and I'm happy. So I mean, yeah, when I was younger, living in the cities, it was very frustrating because, I wanted to do all that stuff, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't afford to do it. Maybe now would be a different light. But now that we've been here, it's not. I don't want to go anywhere else.
yeah. Well, and I think our time is so valuable and stuff too. Everybody that has to deal with traffic and stuff to get to and from work. I commend you guys for putting up with that because that's something that I just can't imagine losing that time of my day every day for the commute and stuff. And I don't know. It would just be it would be hard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I remember having a 2-hour commute occasionally, and you'd be in traffic, and you guys probably dealt with this. You look over at the guy next to you, and he's shaving and reading a paper, and God knows what else he's doing at the same time. And it's like, man, it's not the life that I really want.
No.
And even at that time, I think I had an idea that this is not where I wanted to be, but that's where you are, And I think that there's so much of that. Even the people that watch our channel and they feel that connection to us because you can be where you're at and you can feel like you should be somewhere else, but how do you do that? And we're just stupid dumb lucky to have had Gilbert and have the opportunity to be here. But at the same time, I think that if you want to do something badly enough, life will put you in that direction somehow in some way. Whether it's a 5-acre plot or 1,000, it's just something's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. Mark wants to know if the kids will do 4-H. Mackenzie's old enough to do 4-H this year, so I've kind of told her she needs to do one animal event and one other.
Right.
So
does she have any idea what she wants to do?
We haven't really talked about it yet, and I would like her to do shooting sports. So
yeah.
I think that's an important skill that I want our kids to learn is to be comfortable with a gun and to use a variety of guns because that's not something I was able to do as a child. And so I think she's gonna do shooting sports and some sort of animal.
She has been getting pretty good with her
craft.
BB gun. She's been working with the BB gun quite a bit. So, what's the ultimate? One proud American. What's the ultimate goal for your ranch? How big is big enough? Actually, the ranch is not growing. Making the ranch grow is a huge amount of money that it would take to do that. And also, when you look at, you have neighbors that obviously have big ranches around us. If somebody was going to sell their ranch, it would be millions of dollars to, if we.
Somebody in the farm store said, "You guys want to buy 600 acres?" No.
Who said that?
Vicky's sister.
Oh, no kidding. They're selling some land down there?
Yeah, I think 600.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't have money for 600. I don't have money for 6 acres.
But yeah, that's the trick to it. I mean, and, people look at it as, you have all this land, why don't you have more cows? It's all a very, very delicate balance that we play with the ecosystem. And you have too many cows, next thing you know, the next year you're not going to have enough grass to feed those cows. So it's very, very tricky to play that game. So.
Tyler said, would you like me and my team to do a fundraiser auction to help you raise some of the money you need? Yeah, I mean, I'll never
Actually,
turn down.
Tyler did send us an email and ask me this same question.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Tyler, we'll talk and we'll see what's.
Yeah, I mean, if you got an.
Yeah.
Was there an idea in this email?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just. If anybody knows me personally, they know I'm not good at that kind of thing. So, very much.
I'll read the
email.
Yeah,
you talk to Tyler. Yeah, there you go. That'll work even better.
I'll talk to Megan too, and we'll forward me that email, please.
I should, yeah. Mark asked what the current land price is per acre. Last time I saw it was somewhere between $700-800 an acre. Yeah. Really depends on how much land you're buying too. The more you buy, the price tends to come down a little bit. I saw 80-acre lots for sale at $1,000 an acre. So
that's different, though.
Yeah,
that's not agricultural land.
Not so much, but 80 acres is 80 acres. You look at there's 5-acre lots that are in the somebody said, Matt said, check your phone. There's 5 acre lots
I saw that,
in the
Matt.
subdivision that's right next to us here, and those are $90,000 for 5 acres and no power sitting there. They have power. They have no water.
No, there's power. You can drop in power, but that costs $4,000, I think,
Yeah.
to drop in power. So.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on, and obviously those lots can sit for a long time too. So it depends on how motivated the seller
Yeah.
is.
Was Vicky selling 600 acres of hay, or was it grazing?
I don't know what I didn't. We
Why
don't
don't you
have,
tell me about this?
you would have money for 600 acres?
I can write a check.
Go back down. Flying Guy SFO. I'd like to donate 100 to something to your concern, Erin. What do you need? Send me an email, erin@edibleprairieproject.org. I will put together a list of items that we need, but send me your contact info. Okay.
Awesome. Wow.
I don't know what we need yet, but I'll find out.
Michael asked how the calves are doing. The calves are great. If you watch the video from this morning when we were working with the AeroQuip, I was really amazed at how quiet they are. Just 2 weeks ago they were bawling like crazy. Now there's a few bleeps out of them here and there, but
There's one that was bawling.
yeah, they're pretty
But-
dang quiet. They're really mellow calves. And moving them around and stuff. I mean, even before you guys came out, because I ran all those calves through by myself, but very, very easy to move. They weren't too. Once they got in the tub, it was a little tricky sometimes to get them
that was
to go
so-
down the alley, but. It was really nice working with them. The calves I think they're happy to be here more than anything. So
Yeah.
They're eating like crazy too. Holy smokes.
Well, I need to gain some weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the AeroQuip were great, and I love that I could like work the tub, and I could still like do that gate that like Kenzie was helping with and stuff. But when she got tired and cold, like I could, it was super easy for me to reach over in one hand, like do that gate. And no fault to the AeroQuip, the calves are dumb. And they were always backwards. I was super frustrated with how often the calves would all be backwards and they would not turn around. But that's not the AeroQuip's fault. Like that's just
No,
dumb
that's just
calves.
dumb calves, yeah. It is funny, like and people, if you don't follow AeroQuip, by the way, go and follow them on Facebook
Or Instagram.
or wherever you follow them. When we did our video about how much we make on YouTube, AeroQuip, man, they jumped at that,
Yeah, they
and
wrote a
they
really-
wrote a really nice article about why we did that video and how they stand behind us and how they're not paying us to, they gave us the chute to work with. They could come and get it tomorrow if they wanted it. But
Conveniently, there's a big hole in the Corral system, so you can just pull it right back.
yeah, they made a very nice Facebook post about how they stand behind us and that they allowed us to use it so that we can test it and not feel like we owe them anything, right? I talked to the owner of AeroQuip, really nice guy named Andrew. I think it was his dad that actually started the company, Australian fella, and really, really great guy. And just seeing that we can say exactly what we want to say about the AeroQuip, and yeah, calves are dumb. Is there a way
Yeah,
to
I mean,
make
if there
it
was a
work better
better
with
way to
calves?
make the tub system work so that the calves would go the right way, like, yeah, I mean,
I was frustrated with the scale. Like, I wanted to be
Yeah.
able to put that scale in. 900 people have told me, well, you should have just put the scale up by the head chute.
You
Well, you
can't.
can't, because there's a bar that actually goes there that keeps them from laying down. They walk over it, so if the calf is walking in like this, there's a bar that goes in
they
between.
can't see that.
There you go. So,
Which is great when you're working cows.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
cows do have the tendency sometimes to lay down in the chute, and that keeps them from
Right.
going all the way down, because you can't, it's impossible. That's how we have Bambi.
yeah,
is
Bambi's mom actually went down in the
Yeah.
chute and had a stroke or something.
They get pressure points pinched and stuff, and they can die. They can suffocate themselves, like they can choke. And she didn't do that, but it's like she
Mm-hmm. never
pinched
got
a
up,
nerve
yeah.
and in her back end, and like she never got back up. So it's really dangerous to have a cow go down in the chute, and so that bar helps keep that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then the other problem is that chute is a squeeze chute, and the way it's made, it has very little clearance at the bottom of the chute, where the floor of the chute where the calf is walking, the squeeze part moves in and out, and basically pinches the calf. Very, very little clearance there. So if we had that scale in there, it would have kept that wide, where we couldn't bring it down even smaller.
Yeah.
So little things like that I'm sure that. that Andrew looks at and says, hey, maybe we can figure out a way to make this work
And
better.
there is a scale kit that goes with the.
Yeah, but it's made for a cow. It's not made for a calf. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They do make, and it's a portable system, right? So this is the portable system is not made like I jammed it into our Corral system because I wanted to use it. Honestly, that's why I got tired of our crappy chute and I wanted to use this. So they make scales for their permanent chute systems. They don't really make them for the portables, as far as I can tell. So a little different, but I mean, we're going to continue to be able to help them, and then they're going to be able to help us. And AeroQuip does make a hydraulic squeeze chute, but honestly, like I've worked with our vets when they came out and preg checks, they bring hydraulic silencer squeeze chutes, which are not really that silent, really. You got an engine running in the background.
Yeah, you got a generator.
Yeah, you got a generator running
to run your hydraulics.
It's loud. It's moving around.
Yeah.
It's got doors slamming all the time and doing all kinds of stuff. This one was quiet. And no hydraulics involved, but man, it was really, really quiet. And even when I did have calves that tried to sneak through and I had to really quickly get on the head chute or something like that, the only thing I don't like so much about it is I wish it had more of a catch on the head so that when a calf or a cow comes through, it just automatically catches them rather than me having to be on that bar every time. But other than that, it seemed to work pretty good. It was quiet.
And I think it's a learning curve too. Like every head gate is a little different,
Right.
and like how quickly you need to,
and how far you can leave it open for them to see through, all kinds of interesting stuff. All right, there's an envelope over there on that table, which is our Patreon winner for this month.
Yeah, and Patty, I'll send you the list when I get it all put together for EPP. And then Michael McDonald, is there a place in Gillette that you partner with where subscribers can call in and either leave money on an account or purchase specific items? Yeah, I mean, we have a bank account. There's a P.O. box listed on our website. PayPal. We finally just got our 501c3. We can now take donations through PayPal. I don't have that donate button up yet on our website. We eventually will have a PayPal donate. And then right now, yeah, you can donate through the local crowd campaign, which is in the description on our video. But and as far as like sending specific items, I don't have that set up yet. But if you really want to send us something, send it to the P.O. box. Send me an email. If you really want to give us something, I can figure out how to take that.
So you guys are doing this crowdfunding thing, which is just for baskets or summer backpacks.
Yeah.
What if it goes way over? Let's say Bill Gates is watching and says, you know what, I'm going to give them $1 million.
Yeah,
and he goes and puts it on that. Like, what happens? Like, now do you have to buy $1 million worth of backpacks?
No, it's not. Like grants and stuff like are very specific. Like we received a grant for just general operating, but like sometimes you receive grants that are very specific of this much is operating, this much is for this program. The local crowd campaign is unsolicited funds essentially, so we can, I don't know if that's the proper word, but I mean we can do, it's going to go for backpacks, but for summer weekend meals. But if we raise more than our 10,000. It can go for, it's honestly going to go for to pay salaries and the business expense of running programs. Accounting and taxes and insurance are expensive. So
Exactly. Have you ever thought about getting a special beef cow that looks like an Oreo? That is called a Galloway cow, belted Galloways, which are the black, white, and black. They're cool cows. I've kind of wanted one for years, but we'll see.
we don't have any though.
So our Patreon, the way Patreon works is you can support us on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. It's a recurring payment. You get rewards based on how much you support us for, so $5, $10, $20. You get t-shirts, you get stickers, you get all that kind of good stuff. And we're going to be reworking Patreon here coming up here in the next couple months, and with some new stuff coming in, including discounts on our website based on how much you're supporting us for. Discounts with some of our supporters, including maybe Ariat, anybody else, through BCS, that kind of stuff, where you can get discounts with those guys as well. So we're going to be shaking that all up. So if you aren't a Patreon supporter, now is a good time to get in there and get in and support us through Patreon. You can do that at patreon.com/Our Wyoming Life, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
So our winner for this month, and every month we pick a winner, and we need to decide a prize pack. Do you have a prize pack in mind?
We've got new glassware coming, and we have new hats. So we'll do, we've got new whiskey glasses coming. So we'll do a new hat and a new whiskey glass.
We have shot glasses coming too, which are really cool.
Yeah.
If you know the Bull shirt, if anybody's ever seen the Bull shirt that you can buy online,
Did you say the name?
Not yet. The whiskey glasses are the Bull shot. They're not the bull shirt, they're the bull shot.
And Matt's going to come up with a recipe card to be included with a creamy shot recipe.
You're disgusting.
It was Matt's idea.
It was Matt's idea. Our winner of the Patreon prize pack for this month has been a Patreon supporter since March. He supports us with $1 per month, and his name his name is Keith J. Weber. So we'll be getting a hold of Keith and getting him his prize pack, which includes a hat and a whiskey glass.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you very much, Keith. Erin, now that you have your 501c3 designation, you should be able to get pro bono accounting from the State CPS Society. What the heck is that? Ditto legal help from the State's Bar Association. Maybe you can, you can do that. Do it.
It doesn't work here.
It doesn't?
No, I mean, we have a... I've never heard of that in the accounting world, and honestly, like every nonprofit that I know pays for their legal advice and
Really?
their bookkeeping and accounting. We pay discounted rates to our bookkeeper, like she charges us the nonprofit rate, but I do believe you get what you pay for. So I will pay, and we will budget and fundraise appropriately for that, because if you don't ever have to pay for it, it's always been my experience that you get pushed to the bottom of the list.
True.
So.
Very true.
We have a great bookkeeper. She's amazing. So.
Yeah. Mike, can we call the feed store and pay off the tab?
You don't want to see the bill.
You don't want to. I saw it the other day. I was like, holy crap, we need to pay that.
Yeah, it's hard when you get paid once a year. And we delayed our paycheck.
Yeah, we did. We're not selling calves, so we actually, we delayed our paycheck. So I went and picked up pig food.
Yeah.
Picked up a ton of pig feed the other day, and I saw the bill, and they print down at the bottom. Here's how much you have an outstanding balance, and they never say anything,
they're
which is
thanks,
so
Jess.
awesome. Thank God. But I looked at that and I was like about choked. I was like, oh, when was the last time we paid this? But yes, if you would like to pay it off, feel free.
I pay some. It's just that we accumulate faster. And Jess super understands. Like every rancher is in the same boat this time of the year, where it's just like, this bill's going to wait.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Stars Feed. I'll give you their phone number. No, they're really cool, and they actually love it when subscribers stop by. So if you are ever in Gillette driving through,
don't pay our bill.
Don't pay our bill, but stop by and say hi, because they absolutely love it. We have, every time I go in there, they're like, hey, somebody stopped by and they bought this, and they wanted to know where the ranch was, so we sent them out. That kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun. All right, guys, we're running late. Kids have school tomorrow, so we got to wrap things up. Of course, you can head to the website, ourwyominglife.com, check out all the cool stuff there. Support us on Patreon. All the links and stuff are on our website somewhere. You can dig around, you'll find it. Follow us on Patreon, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the Beyond the Ranch channel, make sure that you do, because as we move forward and keep on pushing stuff out on this channel, we are going to be doing more live streams, which are actually in the pasture live streams that we do with our phones, and right there with us as we're doing stuff.
Hey, Keith's here.
Hey, Keith is here. Keith, awesome. I will be sending you an email here in just a few minutes, actually. I'll be sending you an email. So thank you very much. We have, I forgot where I was now. Keith, you threw me off my groove.
Yeah, and Alex, I see like your comment and stuff, and like I guess I don't know much about what you were saying and stuff. I've just always seen that like my experience with having a 501c3 and legal and accounting is that they give us a discounted rate, but they're not necessarily doing it for free, because we're going to need reoccurring accounting.
Exactly.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I can look into. So thank you.
If you guys like this format, just doing the Q&As every once in a while, we have no problem really doing it every once in a while. It actually gives us kind of a day off, and we don't have to track down the Armchair Rancher or Tiny Hands or come up with a sponsor or anything else. So if you like these kind of things, just drop us an email or leave a comment down below and let us know what you think of the Q&A type of episode here on the Beyond the Ranch channel. Make sure you subscribe so that you do get alerts when we do have live streams and those kind of things coming up. We also post our podcast. Our video podcast is now on this channel, as well as we release Armchair Rancher episodes every once in a while. I had a request to put out the sponsors, the goofy sponsors, and even the tiny hands. People wanted to see the tiny hands separate, so we might end up rolling those out as well. So should be a lot of fun as we continue on with Beyond the Ranch. Of course, follow Our Wyoming Life as well, because all kinds of cool stuff going on there.
Wrap it up. It's 8:15.
We are wrapping it up. It is 8:15, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Have a great week, and thanks for being a part of Beyond the Ranch.
Thanks, guys.